Hello, everybody. Good day. My name is Lola, but you can call me Lola. So, if you know me personally, you would realize that whenever I engage new UX designers or Figma designers and they want to know more about being a UX designer or Figma designer, I usually tell them to come to my YouTube page to as a foundation page based on the fact that I either started using Figma like 2 years ago. I started using Figma for UX about 2 years ago. So I'm barely new into the industry, and I feel like the best person that can get you into UX design is someone that is barely new and not someone that's been there for like 10 years, because entering into the space is always, dynamic. There are always a lot of changes. So I want to use this opportunity to just share more about the difference in the point of websites, web apps, mobile apps, and Figma, how they all relate based on a new user that recently asked about um, knowing more about UX design and visiting my page. So I'm going to start with what a website is. A website is a site that allows you to know more about a product or a service. So just to know more. That's how I talk about it. So one of the things I do for my non-profit is that I build like affordable websites, portfolio sites for products and services. So this is a site I created for one of my clients, and I made the site flexible. That's not the word. I made it responsive. So I also created a mobile view for it. So basically what this site does is it allows a person to know more about the service rendered by this client. So I designed all this on Figma. I used Figma, and if you notice, there's a little bit of activity. I use Figma to be able to achieve some navigation, some prototyping. So that's the reason why, as I'm scrolling down, and I'm even like hovering over each button, you can see that there are some activities. So Figma helps to be able to achieve this type of activities. So if when I click here, there is a drop down, and you can see that, and the point of all these activities is just to show, so the UX part of all these activities show that that these are active. So if I click a button, it takes me somewhere. If I click this, if I click a button, it takes me somewhere, and I can just scroll down. I can see more. If I click this, it shows that it takes me somewhere. If I click here, it takes me to a new page that makes me know about. So basically, this is just what a website does. A website basically just makes you to know more about a product or a service. There is nothing special about a website, and a website can be responsive. For example, I made this website responsive, and yes, a website can be accessed through a browser. So if you notice, I am accessing all these things through a browser. However, don't forget I'm on the Figma website. So what is a web app, for example? I'm on the Figma website, and Figma website is enabling me to use their their platform to do an action or two. So Figma is not necessarily a website, it's a web app. Unlike these websites that I was just showing you, that allows me to unlike this website that allows me to navigate and just to know for more information, this is a proper website. So what is a web app? Figma is a web app in the sense that from Figma, I can design anything from scratch. A web app makes you allows you to do an action or two. You can do a thing or two on a web app. You can create stuff on a web app. And that example of a web app is Canva. Most web apps have a mobile app. So Canva is a site that actually has a mobile app, a mobile app, in the sense that I can download Canva on my phone, on my mobile phone, and use it as an app. Or I can even go to Canva websites on my app through a browser and still use it as an app, just the way I use it on my browser as an app. While Figma as an app too. So this is the Figma app. But guess what? Figma does not have a mobile app, unlike Canva. Figma only has like a web, a dashboard, a system app. I might, that might be wrong. I don't know how to call it. Maybe I don't know the term, but Figma only allows you to do things on their apps on a system compared to compared to a website. So, for instance, now when I go to Figma, also has a mobile app, by the way, but unlike Canva mobile app, that would most likely allow me to create a new graphic on Canva, Figma is not going to do that for you. What Figma will do is it will just allow you to see what you have created and see the mobile prototypes, but it will not necessarily allow you to create as I've been creating on Figma. So I want to show you another example. So I created this web app. It's so okay. So I know you might now be wondering that why is there a difference in between a web app and a website, when a web app and a website achieves the same thing. So from experience, a website is usually limited to the internet use. So you always have to be on the internet to use a website. But when you use an app, you are not limited to the internet. When you use an app, there's a little bit like of a storage capacity on an app that allows you to probably continue doing your navigations in case the internet is limited. So, for instance, Canva is one of those apps that allows you to, not Canva, sorry. I'm not sure about Canva, but what do you call it? Figma is one of those apps that allows you to create to go to continue working. You can continue building prototypes and designs on Figma app even when there is no internet. So that's just the difference, and that's why there's always a solution for websites, web apps, and mobile apps. So I'm just going to show you an example of another web app. So this is a web app too. I also designed it. I designed it for a potential client that I've worked with in a previous role. So what I was just showing is that this is a web app that starts off as a website that just shows the information, general information about the website. You can check out samples. You can check out samples. You can check out about the organization, but it also shows that the most important, if you want to get to the web app side of things, you just go to the design now platform that allows you to choose different colors. But what I was trying to show you here is that this is a web app, and the web app has a mobile version. Now, what we could do, so that is that. So what I now want to show you now is that why do we use Figma in general? So I think my Figma app on my desktop is pretty slow. So I'll just go to my browser. So why do we use Figma now? We use Figma to design all types of websites, web apps, whatever it is. Figma can be used to design all these things. And one of the things I like about Figma is that with Figma we can design with different screen sizes. So even if it's a customized, if it is a brand new product that the screen size has never existed before, what Figma allows you to do is that you can go and create a new one. So for example, what I want to do now is that I want to do a customized frame. And no, before I even go to the customized, right, I just go to Figma and I want to do a new frame. When I click on frame, it shows me different options. Yes, when I click on frame, it shows me the option for phone, it shows me the option for tablet, it shows me the options for a desktop, different desktop sizes, it shows me the options for presentation, it shows me the options for a watch. So you can even like design navigations for a watch. So yes, because Figma helps me to not just to design, it helps me to prototype the navigations. It shows me the design for paper. It shows me the design for social media. Yes, Figma is also one of those apps that you can use to design social media posts, whether it's for status or stories. It shows me the design for, it shows me for community, Figma community. So you can actually design plugins and whatever, and it just shows archives. That's my past, like past design sizes. And what I also like about Figma is that Figma also allows you to customize. I can customize a frame. I can customize what I want my frame to be like, and I can just say I want it to be this size and this size, like what size. And when I go to prototype, I can decide that okay, I want it to. I don't have to choose it to be to be any of this. I can decide that I want a custom size. So this is my frame and I want it to have a custom size. It just, and what that does is that I can design anything. So even if it is the newest of devices and the shape is is a huge long slim line, I can customize any type. I can customize like a 200 by I can customize an 800 by 200 screen. And when I do that and I click on play, what Figma will do is that it's going to show me the most awkward shape. But the point is that you can customize and design anything on Figma and it's going to give it to you. So that is the reason why we use Figma for web design, websites, web apps, mobile apps. And I hope this was a little bit clear for you. Thank you very much.